Today we are going to talk about how to use the law of cosines to find a triangle where all three sides are given, hence side, side, side. First step is to try to use the law of sines, and I'm going to go ahead and label this angle A, angle B, and angle C. Therefore, opposite of angle A is side A, opposite of angle B is side B, opposite of angle C is side C. Now, once you have labeled all the sides and the angles, we can set up our law of sines. We have side A over sine of angle A. We have side B, which is 10, over the sine of angle B, and we have side C of 5 over sine of angle C. Now if you try to use proportions to solve these two, there's two things missing, so we can't solve that. Same thing for these two fractions right here. Try to solve this proportion, there's two things missing. And if you try to solve these two fractions, that proportion also has two things missing. Therefore, we cannot use the law of sines currently to solve that problem. Therefore, we have to use the law of cosines. We have all three sides, and these are all sides here. Really, the only thing missing are the three angles right here. Therefore, we can use any of these three at the moment, since there's only one thing missing from each of these equations. Now, something that you must understand which affects our strategy is that if you use your calculator, at some point you're going to use either arc cosine or arc sine, and you must remember that arc cosine on the calculator can answer the top half of our circle, which from 0 degrees to 180 degrees, and that's why that always works correctly. This will never give you the incorrect answer. However, arc sine works on the right half of our circle, which goes from negative 90 degrees to positive 90 degrees. So it will never give you an angle more than 90 degrees, and that is where a potential problem can happen, specifically only on arc sine. Because the biggest angle of a triangle can actually be more than 90 degrees. And in fact, I made such a triangle where the angle will be more than 90 degrees for angle B right here. So if you look at the three sides of this triangle, we know the biggest angle will occur on this fraction right here because it has the longest side and therefore the biggest angle. So this will cause us a potential issue. Now, arc cosine can solve everything correctly. So you have two strategies here. Use the law of cosine to solve for angle B, because if it's an angle bigger than 90 degrees, law of cosine will give you the correct angle. Then once we have that, you can use whatever law you want to solve the other two smaller angles, because those are guaranteed to be less than 90 degrees. Or you can use the other two law of cosines to find angle A or angle C first. And once you find angle A and angle C, not now. Once you find angle A and angle C, you can solve for angle A first. Then you can use another one to find angle C, and you add the two angles and subtract it from 180, and you'll find angle B. So I will go with the first strategy so that the potential problem will not be there. I am going to solve for angle B first. So I have to use the second equation, and that needs side B, which is 10 square, equals A square, which is 7 square, plus C square, which is 5 square, minus 2 times A, which is 7, times C, which is 5, cosine of angle B. Now our goal is to get angle B by itself. So first let me square everything here. 7 squares 49, 5 squares 25. Now this is going to be 2 times 7 times 5, which is 70. Cosine of angle B. Now we're going to combine 49 and 25. That's going to give me 74. And here is something I have to point out, because this is an error that happens a lot. You cannot combine 74 and negative 70 together, because 70 is attached to cosine of angle B. So you cannot make this and simplify it to 4 cosine of B. What you need to do instead is move 74 to the other side by subtracting 74. After you subtract 74, you end up with 26 and negative 70 on the other side. Divide by negative 70. And to get angle B by itself, you do arc cosine. And at this point, all you gotta do at this point is plug it into the calculator. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode. And arc cosine negative 26 divided by 70. And from here, as you can see, the answer is 111.803. 111.804 degrees if rounded correctly. And I'm going to go ahead and store that in my calculator, because you should not be rounding in the middle of your calculations. Now at this point, I have many options to get the other two angles, A and C. I can use law of cosine again to find angle A, or I can go ahead and use the law of sines to finish us off by cross multiplying with these two fractions here. So I choose to do the law of sines, which will give me 10 sine of angle A equals 7 sine of angle B. And I already have angle B. I'm solving for angle A, so I will divide by 10. And that'll give me 7 sine of angle B divided by 10. And one more step to get angle A, I need to use arc sine, which will give me 7 sine of angle B over 10. At this point, I gotta put it in the calculator. So here's your calculator right here. I will do arc sine of 7 sine of angle B, close the parentheses, divided by 10. And that gives me 40.536 degrees, which I will store in angle A. So now I have the two angles. Therefore, to find a third angle, I technically have three options. I can use law of cosine to find angle C. I can use law of sines to find angle C. Or since I already have two angles, and we need three angles in a triangle add up to 180, I'm just going to say angle A plus angle B plus angle C all add up to 180. And therefore, to find angle C, I just need to subtract angle A and angle B, which I stored in the calculator, both those answers. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in 180 minus angle A minus angle B. And angle C then is 27.660 degrees. And we have found every single missing angle of this triangle. And just to prove my point, you could not have gotten this angle B right here using law of sines. So one thing you must never ever do. So never use law of sines to find the biggest angle of a triangle. Because if you do so, you can have the potential problem once again right here on angle B, and we can just check that out. I'm cross multiplying 10 sine of C and 5 sine of B. So just to show you why it would be wrong, because the angle I know is supposed to be bigger than 90 degrees, and this method will not get you the angle bigger than 90 degrees. So 10 sine of C equals 5 sine of B. Therefore I divide 5 on both sides. 10 sine of C divided by 5 equals sine of angle B. And there's only one more step left to get angle B by itself. I'll put arc sine of 10 sine angle C over 5. And if I put that in the calculator, arc sine of 10 sine of angle C divided by 5, and you'll see that it will not give you the correct answer. Oh, did I store C? I'm sorry, I did not store C. Let me go back and store C here. Let me store C and repeat. As you can see, I typed it in again, and as you can see, this angle clearly is not more than 90 degrees because it is incapable of doing so because we used arc sine. Thank you for watching.